Hey everybody, what's going on? Since the Royal Rumble 2021 is coming around, I decided to make my um Royal Rumble 2021 predictions. Um, so first let's go in match order here. So the men's Royal Rumble match. There's actually a lot of potential people who could win this thing for both Raw and well, mostly SmackDown. But there's a few from Raw. Um, and my pick, I am going to go out on a limb and say Mustafa Ali. And the reason I say that is because they're they're doing the thing right now where Mustafa has taken Kofi's spot in the Royal Rumble match, akin to how Kofi kind of took Mustafa Ali's spot in the Elimination Chamber back in 2018 for the WWE Championship, starting Kofi Mania. And I think the WWE does once in a while like to take advantage of stories like this. So I think they're going to do that and the best way to do that is to have Mustafa Ali win the Royal Rumble because maybe that could have been Kofi. You never know. So that's what I think on the SmackDown side. My other picks would have to be Shinsuke Nakamura, given how much of a focus he's gotten in the last month ever since that Gauntlet match, and Keith Lee, just because despite what some very stupid people are saying online, they seem very high on Keith Lee. So I wouldn't mind any one of them winning the Royal Rumble, to be honest. So the women's Royal Rumble match is here, and I have one pick for SmackDown and one for Raw. My my SmackDown pick is Bianca Belair, given how ever since she's come to SmackDown, she's been like a top star, which I think she should have been from the get go. So that's great. And like she just got a big win over Bailey, so momentum's on her side. And I think Bianca versus Sasha would be an amazing match to have at WrestleMania. And on the Raw side, I have Shayna Baszler. No particular reason why. It's just like she's the best. She has like possibly the biggest chance of any Raw woman to do this. Um, and plus, I really want to see Shayna and Asuka in a singles match. So that too. Next is Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in a last man standing match for the Universal Championship. These two have had two excellent bouts that Roman Reigns has both won under controversial circumstances. So, I'm going to go out on another limb here and say that Kevin Owens wins the Universal Championship. Now, the reason I say that is because Kevin's already had two chances, so maybe this will be like third time's the charm. And as for Roman Reigns, I have a feeling they're gonna try and plan like a big interpromotional type of match for him, like because it's Wrestle and he's been doing so well as a heel, like as the tribal chief, and it's WrestleMania, so you want to have your big stars go at it. So that's what I think. Who's he gonna go up against? I would couldn't tell you, but that's what I think is gonna happen. And Kevin Owens, I think, is going to be the Universal Champion. And if they do a face Kevin Owens versus a heel Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, I am all for it. Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg. Oh God, I do not care about Goldberg at all. He has I've come to appreciate Brock Lesnar more because of Goldberg. Because as annoying as Brock Lesnar's contract is, when Brock Lesnar is on, he is on, and he can have great matches with guys like Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, and like other guys. Like I thought his match with Samoa Joe, Great Balls of Fire, was really good too. And he had and his actually recently watched his triple threat match with Kane and Braun Strowman from the 2018 Royal Rumble, and I thought that match was excellent too. Very surprising. I had very low expectations going into that match, but they surprised me. Now, anyway, about this, Drew McIntyre is hopefully going to win because we do not need a Goldberg WWE title reign in the year of our Lord 2021. Um, and yeah, and plus they have been very high on McIntyre, and I'm happy they are because I've always thought he was a huge star in the making. Next up is the tag team title match for the women's tag team titles, as Asuka and Charlotte Flair are defending against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. So these two have been doing their own thing. Asuka has been fighting Alexa Bliss for like in a feud for some reason, and Charlotte Flair has for some reason been fighting Lacey Evans, who's been for some reason trying to hook up with her dad. And Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler invoked the rematch clause. Who wins? Uh, I feel like Jax and Baszler are going to regain their titles for two reasons. One, Asuka and Charlotte have their own thing going on, and them being women's tag team champions would just take focus away from the belts, as like that hasn't happened already, but you know. And number two, not if the Riot Squad do end up ever winning tag team titles, which I hope they do soon because their story has been so wholesome and awesome. It would be better if they beat two heels like Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler than two baby faces like Charlotte and Asuka. That's just my 2 cents. And finally is Sasha Banks versus Carmella with Reginald, who still has no Wikipedia page, for the SmackDown Women's Championship. One thing about this feud I will say is that it showed me that Reginald is awesome. Like he's athletic and he's got some charisma to him. And I don't care about Carmella anymore. Like I used to in 2018 and when she was SmackDown Women's Champion, I thought she was a really good character. And then 2019, when she was hanging around our truth, she was funny. But like now it's 2020 and I do not care about Carmella at all. And like I don't this whole new gimmick she has, it's literally just her old gimmick with a new coat of paint. And it's not even that good paint, to be honest. And this feud, why is it still going on? I don't know. Like we could have had Sasha Banks versus Sonya Deville instead. Maybe she's not ready yet, but like maybe we could have had Sasha versus Natalia or Sasha versus Mickey James. We could have had Sasha versus Tamina for all like, but why Carmella? Why still Carmella? Like one match is fine, but like why did they extend this feud when it's been going on since Survivor Series time? Anyway, I think Sasha Banks is going to win. She's going to somehow get both Carmella and Reginald like in the bank statement and make her tap out. I don't remember where I saw that from specifically, but there you go. I think that's going to happen. And in case you didn't know, Randy Orton and Edge are the number one and number two entrants in the Royal Rumble, respectively. So they're starting off on a high note there. It's also very weird that they just announced that, but okay, that doesn't really bother me. And Natalia has beaten Tamina in a match on WWE Backstage, which I didn't even know they did matches. For the number 30 entry, which I don't know why people were complaining about this. Like this hasn't happened before. Like that's how X-Pac and Rikishi have gotten their number 30 spots. And that's how Duke the Drumster Drosy did. Like this is something that's happened before. I don't know why people are acting like this is like a first time thing and it's so awful. But those are my predictions for the Royal Rumble of 2021. What do you think will happen? Let me know in the comment section below. And that's all the time I have. So until then, be sure to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. And remember to stay beautiful, because I most certainly am not going to do that for you.